What's up, my fellow kings and queens? As usual, if you hear any yelling, screaming, breaking, anything like that, that is my 1-year-old daughter, Luna. Sorry about the last podcast. She was about to knock over and break the camera, so we had to end it real quick. Uh, so what I was saying, Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul in February. There is no way I'm gonna watch this fight. I would probably do it just to support it, if I did decide to watch it. But this fight is not gonna be what people think. Um, Floyd Mayweather is undefeated. Okay, he is undefeated for a reason. Logan Paul has one professional fight, and he lost that fight to a fellow YouTuber. I forgot his name, SLS or something like that. Now, when it comes to YouTubing and advertise and stuff like that, when it comes to the internet, Logan Paul is undefeated. He's one of the greatest of all time. We all that do podcasts and YouTube videos, I mean, he's definitely a huge mentor to us all. The guy has over 20 million subscribers. I mean, I wish I could even dream of being up there. There's no way, no matter how good of a YouTube, how many, excuse me, so sorry. No matter how good my YouTube videos are, no matter how good my podcast ends up becoming, there's no way I'm ever going to get I gotta get my video glasses on. There we go. There's no way I would ever get to 20 million subscribers ever. There's no way that would ever happen for me. So Logan Paul is amazing when it comes to YouTube. I got to give it to him. I personally love his videos. But as a fighter, there's no way, there's no chance. I mean, people don't realize Mayweather's jab, as small as he is, he lives here in Vegas. My buddy saw him at a barber shop one time, and he said, "Man, he's tiny. He's like 5'8". You would never think he's a fighter or anything like that." Mayweather is undefeated. His jab could knock somebody out. As small as he is and everything, the guy's been fighting all his entire life. A lot of people just think, oh, I can get in the ring and start throwing punches. There's certain way to throw punches and there's certain types of style. His defense is too fucking good. You can't hit him. People don't like his style because how he fights. He goes by points. He doesn't go by like Mike Tyson back in the day by just knockouts, but he does have knockouts under his belt. He knocked out Marquez. He knocked out Ricky Hatton. He knocked out some good fighters. There's no way Logan Paul is going to win this fight. I think they're doing it as more of a charity event, which I give them respect for. Do it as a charity event, but there's no way Logan Paul has a chance to get Floyd Mayweather, no matter how old Floyd Mayweather is, no matter how old he is. Look at Tyson. Tyson just fight Roy Jones. Yeah, it was a draw. But if you saw the way Tyson was training, people thought Tyson was going to go in there and just knock Roy Jones Jr. out. So did I. I really thought he was going to knock Roy Jones Jr. out. Of course, he didn't. And I think, that fight, I think it ended the way they wanted it to end. I don't think they I'm not saying the fight was fixed, but I am saying that it just didn't seem right. That's all I'm going to say. When Mike Tyson was 20 years old, 19, 20, 21, best ever fighter of all time. I think he would have beaten Ali, Rocky Marciano, Joe Frazier. When Mike Tyson was 20 years old, 21, he was unstoppable. He had strength, he had defense, he had power. He had stamina. The guy was a fucking beast. Mayweather doesn't fight like that. Mayweather, you can't hit him. He's too fucking fast. He's got the reach. He's got the speed. He's 40-something years old. It doesn't fucking matter, man. The guy's been fucking fighting his entire life. There's no way Logan Paul is going to compare to this guy. And I got to give Logan Paul a lot of respect for even going in the ring. I really do. He's got some guts going in there. But Mayweather made it clear when in the interview, he's like, I wouldn't fight Pacquiao or this person again. He said he would fight McGregor. He said because he knows those are easy wins. He doesn't want to fight someone. He said I don't want to end up with my words slurring or brain damage, like those old time boxers. You know, he knows if he goes in against McGregor, he's going to beat the shit out of him. He knows about Logan Paul, he's going to beat the shit out of him. Logan Paul had one fight. And this is what I don't understand. Okay. This kind of doesn't make sense to me. Boxing, yes, technically is a sport. I think of them more like gladiators because you can play football, you can play baseball, you can play basketball. You can't play boxing. You're going in there to fight. That's what it is. You got to train and everything like that. But how can you become a pro boxer so easy? How did Logan Paul become a pro in boxing with no professional, with only one professional fight, but with no, you know, amateur fights really or anything like that? How did he become pro so quick? I guess he just paid his way in or something. The guy has a net worth of $19 million. It's crazy. I was sitting here watching these videos on YouTube, and they're talking about this one person was saying Logan Paul, he might get him because of his age and his strength. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way Logan Paul's gonna win this fight. There is no way. The odds are 15-1. Now, me personally, I would probably bet $20 on Logan Paul just in case if by some god miracle he did win. The payout is gonna be fucking phenomenal. If you go bet $1,000 on Logan Paul, and he happened to win, that's gonna be fucking badass for a little, but the chances are too slim. The odds are 15-1. Hold on 1 second, guys. Luna wants some more snacks. Hold on, baby. I'm almost done. You want some more crackers? You want some more crackers? You ate them all. Good girl. Is it bone? Good girl. You're a good girl. There's my baby. You watching your Game of Thrones? You watching your Game of Thrones? You watching your Game of Thrones, baby? Sorry about that. My daughter loves to be part of the videos. She wants all the attention. So when I do my videos, I just gotta make sure she stays where I can see her. She's in her walker right now, just watching Game of Thrones, eating her crackers. But she keeps looking over here because she wants to get on here. Okay, but yeah, so this fight, it's just like, I don't want to, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, Logan Paul, he's going to get a nice paycheck over this. Even though the guy already has a lot of money, millions of dollars, I mean, he's still going to get a nice lump sum. That's one thing when you fight Mayweather, you're going to get a nice check. Just like all these fighters before they fight Mayweather, I hate him. Like Conor McGregor was running his mouth like crazy. I'm an Irish guy. I supported McGregor just because I'm Irish, but I already knew what the fight was going to happen. I already knew what was going to happen before the fight even happened. There was like, there's no way. Now, if they would have fought UFC style, don't get me wrong, McGregor would have fucked Mayweather up. He would have fucked him up. A lot of people were excited because it was a UFC fighter against a boxer, but they were fighting boxing. Of course, the boxer is probably going to win that fight. It's a totally different, skill. You know what I mean? It's totally different. Now, me personally, my all-time favorite fighter, Evander Holyfield. I loved Evander Holyfield when I was a kid. My entire family loved Evander Holyfield. I remember when I was a kid and I watched him fight Tyson. I was like, wow, that I love him. He had a lot of heart. I hated it when he lost to Lewis. I remember watching the first time he fought Lewis and ended in a draw. And technically, Lewis won the fight. I remember it pretty well. I was like, wow, and I like to watch old footage of old time boxing. But when Mike Tyson was 20 years old, there's no comparison. I mean, you just will go YouTube old Mike Tyson videos and just watch the guy. I mean, he went in with no shirt on. I don't think he even had music playing, nothing. He was just ready for battle. Like, let's get it. Let's get it. When he was with Customato. when he went to Don King and then married that Robin Gibbons, that's when shit started fucking up. Let's be honest. He married Robin Gibbons, and she was all about the money, and he just started fucking up after that. He I was watching interviews and stuff, and he was just more at that time at the height of his career. He was depressed. He was going through a divorce. He was fucking with Don King. Um, people he cared about died. Customato died. Um, Another guy that promotes him died or managed him died. His mother died. He was going through a lot. And he said that before the Buster Douglas fight, he just was so stressed, so depressed, just so miserable that like he didn't train or nothing. And of course, everybody knows what happened in that fight. Me personally, I think if they would have fought, if he would have been focused with Customato and everything was good, he would have fucked him up just like he was doing everybody else at the time. Oscar De La Hoya, a lot of people loved Oscar. Don't get me wrong, Oscar is a good guy. He's a good promoter too, good businessman. That was the only fight I think that Mayweather got away with. I think Mayweather was really on the ropes most of the time in that fight. I can't remember. I remember watching it at my brother-in-law's house, and I remember I was like the only one there that wanted Mayweather, I think. But yeah, I think Oscar actually should have won that fight. I think Oscar should have got the decision. Now, Manny Pacquiao. Okay, I like Manny Pacquiao as a person. I think he's a good guy. Definitely good religious family man. Even though I guess he was cheating on his wife, which that's no surprise. But my ex and her entire family, they love Pacquiao. They thought of him as a god. Remind you, they were Filipino. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. Pacquiao was a great fighter. I mean, he is a good fighter. The guy had skill. But why would you fight Marquez 4 or 5 times when it's that close every time? You're gonna lose at one point or another. I mean, the guy. I seen Pacquiao pound and pound and pound Marquez. I mean, I seen him throw some good headshots and body. I mean, everything. Marquez just was still going after him. Like, let's go, motherfucker. Let's go. It was a matter of time before you lose that fight. They were too close too many times, dude. You beat him 2 or 3 times. Leave it alone. Don't fuck with that dude no more. He's gonna, do what he did, which is knock him out. Mayweather Pacquiao. We were waiting for that fight for a long fucking time. It fucking took forever to come together. Forever. I mean, none of us ever thought the fight was ever going to happen at one point. And then they saw each other like at a basketball game and switched numbers. This was like years later. I mean, me personally, I do believe Floyd was. There was a reason why the fight wasn't happening. I mean, it just wasn't making sense. Everybody wanted it. It's like, come on, back in the day, they would just have to fight. The promoters and managers set it all up. It's just, the best always fought the best. Joe Frazier, Ali, Foreman, Ali, Frazier, they fought. If you were the best, you fought the best. It wasn't like all these negotiations and promotions and promoters and agents and stuff like that to get involved in like, nah, I'm not going to fight this dude. And nah, I'll fight him. But when I saw Pacquiao fight Troy Bradley, and I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, okay, Pacquiao definitely won this fight. Troy Bradley gets the decision win. I was like just looking at the computer like this. I literally sat there for like 5 minutes just wow. 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 So I thought, well, maybe he got the points. There's some that just I didn't see it. So I rewatched the fight right away. What I did is because I always, they have it on pay per view, and then a few hours later they'll have it on HBO. So that's what I did. I pay per viewed it, watched it, and a couple hours later it was on HBO. I watched it back to back, and I sat there and I did the same thing. Just they robbed that guy. But then what I found out is one of the judges, had a history of calling horrible victories or horrible decisions. I don't know if that fight got fixed or what, because Pacquiao, I think, won every single fucking round in that fight, and he lost the decision, in a split decision. I was just like, this is fucking insane. What the fuck are you guys seeing that I don't see? They fight again, boom, Pacquiao beats the shit out of him. Ricky Hatton. Now, Ricky Hatton, before he fought, I think it was Mayweather. Yeah, it was Mayweather. He was undefeated in England, and I wasn't a fan of him. I didn't like, his style. I didn't like, Mayweather came out of retirement to fight him, and I was just like, this is fucking stupid. No, Mayweather came out of retirement for Marquez. No, this is before he retired. I'm sorry. So I'm sitting here watching this fight, and I'm just like, wow, right? I mean, Mayweather knocks him out. Boom. Now Hatton's gonna fight Pacquiao. Hatton hires Mayweather's dad. He fires his trainer, hires Mayweather's dad to train him. Floyd Mayweather Sr. is a fucking phenomenal trainer. Roger Mayweather is the trainer. Okay. What a lot of people don't realize is what a lot of people don't know is that they think Floyd Mayweather's dad is the one that taught Mayweather everything and that trained him his whole life. It was actually his uncle Roger that was, his trainer from the ground up, that taught him everything and everything like that. So, but Floyd Mayweather Sr. is still a phenomenal trainer. Now, everything that Floyd Mayweather Sr. taught Hatton did not do in the ring. He told him not to charge him like that. Boom, boom, boom. Was trying to yelling at him in the ring. And I knew in that fight that Floyd Mayweather Sr. wanted Pacquiao really bad. And when they finally announced it, that Pacquiao and Mayweather fight was gonna happen, I saw Floyd Mayweather Sr. just going after Pacquiao and his training team, just talking shit, and I fucking loved it. I fucking was like, hell yeah. I do know that Mayweather and his father didn't have a great relationship because I guess his father was a drug addict and an alcoholic. The alcohol part, I definitely understand where Mayweather's coming from. It's never a good thing when you have an alcoholic in your family, especially if they're beating on you and stuff like that. Me personally, I was never really beaten. One time I was, twice I was, but that's it. It's still a scary feeling every fucking night to have an alcoholic coming around. Especially when they're 10 times bigger than you and stuff. So. But he did end up forgiving his father, and he trained him for the Pacquiao fight. But Roger Mayweather was the one that really trained Mayweather for so many years and everything like that. I didn't understand why Roger Mayweather wasn't there for the Pacquiao fight. I don't know if he was there, but I do know that Mayweather's father was the one that was the head trainer for that fight. And Mayweather kind of went old school to train for that fight. He did something that he never usually does. He ordered a bunch of trees and started axing the trees down. That's old school stuff, and he was doing that and eating differently, training differently. I mean, he was more than enough prepared. Now, a lot of people, when the fight happened, I remember everybody was so excited. It was like we still didn't believe even until the day of the fight, until they actually got in the ring. We didn't think the fight was going to happen. We were like, there's something going to happen right beforehand or something. The pay-per-view for that fight was like over $100. which I was already like, wow, this is fucking bullshit. You know, we got to pay $100 to watch this fucking fight. This is fucking nuts. But a lot of people that did the pay per view, they couldn't even watch it for some reason. There was like some kind of technical issue to where they didn't get to see the fucking fight. And a lot of people after the fight were so disappointed that they wanted their money back. You know, I was like, wow, that's good. Because afterwards, Pacquiao first said that he thought he won the fight, and then later on he said that his shoulder was certain the whole time, and you know, just this and this and that. I saw the fight. Mayweather was just doing his thing. You know, he had the distance. He goes by the points. He was throwing them, stuff like that. I always liked Mayweather's defense. You know, I don't like his style, of course. Nobody likes his style because he fights with points. You know, he goes by the points. He's gonna come in and ba 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 ba, throw a couple combos and back out. Go in, ba 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 ba, throw back out, dodge, 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 dodge. You know, that's all he's gonna do pretty much the entire fucking fight. I'm sorry about my baby. She just makes noises all day long. That's all she does. You know, it's fun. I love it. She's just being a butt right now. But yeah, so I don't understand this Logan Paul Mayweather. I mean, you know, Mayweather retired like what, 2 times already. This is what, his second or third. I don't know. But he's coming to fight Logan Paul. It's just like, dude, this is like, what are you doing this for? You got more than enough fucking money. I don't even know how much money he's gonna make off this. He would have made. They did say if he fought McGregor again, he'll get another $100 million. $100 million to fight. $100 million. That is fucking unbelievable. 100 million. Wow. 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 That's all I could fucking say. $100 million to fight? And he made that with the Pacquiao. I think he made like 300 million with the Pacquiao fight alone, or 200 million, something like that. He made so much money off that fight and the McGregor fight. It's like, dude, I mean, the guy has a fucking airline. He has a fucking houses and cars. You're set for the rest of your life. Your kids and kids and kids are set for the rest of their lives. You know, what are you doing this fight for? Maybe to see if you still got it. You know you do. You know you're gonna go in here and fuck this kid up. You know what I'm saying? Would I like to see Logan Paul win? I probably would. I would like to see Logan Paul go in there and fuck homeboy up. There's no way that's gonna happen. There's no way. The guy's been fighting his entire life. Do you think Logan Paul can go in there and beat up Pacquiao? Do you think Logan Paul can go up in there and beat up De La Hoya? Or beat up, you know, even beat up Hatton? I mean, I don't even think he can beat up Hatton. You know, the guy that been for, yeah, he got his ass whooped by Pacquiao and Mayweather and other fighters, but he's still been doing it his entire life. People don't realize that. He's not a street fighter. He's a boxer. He's a trained professional boxer who was undefeated for many years before he got beat by Mayweather. You know, you got to remember when you're dealing with professional boxers, their jab can knock you out. I was watching an interview of Fat Joe. Big fan of Fat Joe. No shout out, no free shout outs. Shout out Fat Joe. No free shout outs. Fat Joe, I guess, pissed off Roy Jones Jr. somehow. And Roy Jones Jr. rolled up on Fat Joe. I guess they were friends, but then Fat Joe said something about when Jones Jr. lost, and Roy Jones got pissed off about it. And this was years ago, you know. So what happened is let me get her some more snacks. She can get a couple more, and then she's done. Hold on, we're gonna finish this video in 1 second. We got 20. Go, baby. Where's the phone? What did you do with the phone? Sorry about that. So Fat Joe said something to piss off Roy Jones Jr. I don't know how. Sorry, Luna took the glasses. Okay. So, so Roy Jones Jr. runs up on Fat Joe. Fat Joe flat out admitted he didn't want anything to do with that dude. He Fat Joe, don't get me wrong, he can hold his own. You know, Fat Joe can scrap. And he was like, "There's no way I want to fight Roy Jones Jr. The guy is a professional boxer." But he did have his crew over there watching him. Like, hey, Roy, if you hit me, man, that crew, those 100 guys over there, they're not gonna fight you. They're not gonna like what you do either, though. But they're not gonna fight you. He let them know, like, they're gonna start shooting at your ass. But Fat Joe admitted that he didn't want to fight Roy Jones Jr. The guy is a professional boxer. Fat Joe he's not stupid. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. You think that you can square up with these people because of their size and stuff, like Mayweather, he's a small guy. He's still an undefeated professional fighter. The guy can fight. He's gonna fucking hurt you. And people, and they had to put Mayweather when he went to jail here in Vegas. They had to lock him up alone because I bet there's 100 people that will be in there trying to fight him just to be like, oh, I'm the one that busted. He's 40 something and one now. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. So Logan Paul going in there with one professional bout or one professional fight that he lost. It was a split decision, but he fought another YouTube fighter. He didn't fight another huge time fighter professional. I don't know how this fight ended up happening. I don't want to know. I don't care. I got it. No free shout outs, but shout out to Logan Paul for making it happen. I mean, he called him out and somehow that's happening. I did hear him call him out before on on the internet. I heard he was, but I don't see how this fight is, there's just, it's almost impossible for Logan Paul to win this fight. Definitely I will pray for him, shout out Logan Paul. I'm behind you on this one, man, but I support you. I respect you for going in there against the best of all time. But I mean, it's just no way, but there's no way. Not gonna happen. People can say all they want. Oh, Logan Paul's gonna win this fight. I saw it on Twitter. There's no fucking way. Logan Paul is gonna get his ass beat. Mike Tyson told Logan Paul right to his face. He said, "He gonna fuck you up, man. You fucked up going in the. You fucked up now. You should have just kept your mouth shut, enjoy your fucking money, and keep making badass videos. You shouldn't have fucked with that dude. I mean, that dude's a professional fucking fighter who never lost a professional fight. I mean, I don't think Mayweather's gonna go all in, 100% on him. I think he's gonna be laid back, real easy. I don't think he's gonna be, the Floyd Mayweather we're used to seeing. I think he's gonna go super easy, super relaxed. I don't think he's gonna be trying to, go big at all on it. But we shall see. So I might do this video again later because Luna has just been yelling in the background the whole time. So that might have ruined the video. So I might delete this video and start another one later on tonight when Kara gets home so she can watch Luna. I definitely want to keep talking about this. Leave a comment below. And do me a favor, if you're subscribed to my channel, do me a favor, unsubscribe and then subscribe again. Don't unsubscribe and just leave it unsubscribe. Hey, unsubscribe and then subscribe again. It's supposed to boost up the channel somehow. And if you know people that watch YouTube, do me a favor, let them know. Just say, hey, you ever heard of Bad Habits Kingdom? Check them out. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. It's free. And maybe if we get up there the 20 million, if I get 1 million views, I will personally call out Floyd Mayweather. If I get 1 million subscribers, I am calling out Floyd Mayweather myself. I will call out Logan Paul myself if I get up to 1 million subscribers. Me and Logan Paul would go. Okay? If you guys want to see that happen, subscribe to the channel. I will fight Logan Paul if I get 1 million subscribers. Mark my words. Okay, check it out. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. I will probably do this video again later on, but Luna is just now getting quiet, but she'll start up again. But me personally, if I mark my words, this video right here, Mayweather versus Logan Paul video, if I get 1 million subscribers on YouTube, I will personally call out Logan Paul to a fight, and we will go. And it's not going to be boxing. It would be the cage, the octagon. We will be scrapping. I don't know how trained and well he is, but I will personally call him out. He's one of the best YouTubers. He's definitely a big mentor to me. But to get a million subscribers, that's what I do. I'll do whatever it takes. And Logan Paul, if I got to fight Logan Paul to get a million subscribers, I'm all for it. All right, guys, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for subscribing and checking out the podcast. We're doing these trial runs. Check out the videos on February 15th. We'll be uploading a bunch of videos then. Please let your friends know to subscribe. Like I said, it's free. Social support to a brother. Help me out with the subscribers. I definitely need it. We did improve on a lot. We went from 28 subscribers to 118, and a couple friends of mine did some good advertisement. So, go ahead and help me out. I really appreciate it. You guys have a good one. I'll see you later.